Welcome to section 8 and the last section of this course, which is Introduction to SQL and Macros. In this section, we will have a brief introduction about SQL, what is proc SQL or procedure SQL and its different clauses. Then we will touch base upon a very important aspect of SAS, which is Introduction to SAS Macros. We will see what are automatic and user-defined macro variables, macro statements, and then few of the macro functions. We will just look briefly into SQL and macros in this particular section. So let's see what is SQL. SQL or Structured Query Language, it is a generic database language that helps in communicating with databases. Proc SQL is the base SAS implementation of SQL and it is used to process the SQL statements. So this is basically the procedure that is proc SQL, which is used in SAS to generate or to run the SQL queries. We will use this along with various different clauses to generate the outputs from our structured query language or through the SQL queries. It basically allows us to retrieve, summarize, sort, join, and concatenate datasets or databases available in SAS. So as we have seen earlier, we have different functions as well to do these kind of concatenations and summarizing or retrieving data from the datasets. But when we use proc SQL, it makes it very easy. Within maybe one query containing of 1 or 2 sentences, we can get this information very quickly and easily through proc SQL. So we don't have to write various data steps and various functions and statements to get those results. This procedure can not only give back the result of an SQL query, it can also create SAS tables and variables. So through proc SQL, we can also create new variables, we can also create SAS tables, and it is a very easy and efficient procedure to implement our SQL. So proc SQL is used for various report generation and summary statistics. It is used to retrieve and combine data from tables. It is used to create tables, views, and indexes. It is used to update and retrieve data from DBMS. And it was also used to modify a proc SQL table by adding, modifying, or dropping columns. So there are a lot of things which you can do using proc SQL. We are not going to look into each of these things into detail, but we are just going to look into the basic of proc SQL, how you can generate the data or how you can retrieve the data from tables, then how you can combine the data using different joins, which will not cover in this section, which will cover in the advanced SAS, and how to retrieve data using different clauses in proc SQL.